You were born on a rainy night in the dense, dark forests of Madagascar. The rain taps rhythmically on the leaves above as you emerge. Tiny, fragile, alone. No fanfare, no warm welcome. Just a world of predators, falling temperatures, and the constant pressure to stay invisible or die. You're a leaf-tailed gecko, a master of disguise. Sounds cool, right? Camouflage so good you vanish into bark, leaves, and shadows. But here's the catch. If you're not perfect at it from the start, you're dead. Literally. Your siblings, the ones who weren't born with just the right blotches, the ideal tail shape, or the perfect shade of mossy brown, they didn't last a week. You're only a few hours old, and already survival is a full-time job. By day, the sun filters through the canopy, painting the forest in golden streaks. But you don't bask. You can't. You cling motionless to a tree bark, tail flattened like a dead leaf, eyes wide open. Blinking gives you away. Breathing too loudly gives you away. Even the idea of moving might cost you your life. Because out there, beyond your mottled skin and still body, everything wants to eat you. A snake slithers below. You see the flick of its tongue, tasting the air. You stop breathing. It slinks away. Not because you scared it, but because it didn't see you. Camouflage saves you. This time. But it's not always that easy. Night falls. That's your moment. You are a nocturnal predator, technically. But the irony, you're also dinner for almost everything else that's hunting at night. Owls, rats, cats, even bigger geckos. So you creep out with a slow, shaky step, trying to find insects without making noise, trying to feed without becoming food. You pounce. A success. A cricket. Protein. Finally. But the moment your jaw snaps shut, the leaves rustle. Something heard you. Something fast. Something sharp-eyed. You flatten against a tree and hope. Hope that your skin's perfect mimicry of dead bark is enough. Hope that the predator doesn't notice your quick, panicked breaths. This is your life now. You want to think that with time, it'll get easier. But the force doesn't get kinder. It gets worse. There's no parental guidance, no one teaching you how to hunt, hide, or mate. You're born alone, live alone, and if you're lucky enough, to die old, alone. But more of your kind don't make it that far. Many are snatched in childhood. Others die trying to eat what turns out to be baited. Yes, humans have figured out your patterns. Pet traders capture your kind by the thousands, luring them with insects and dragging them into plastic bins. Some call you exotic, beautiful, rare, but in a cage. You're just a ghost of yourself. If you're taken, you'll be packed in crates, shipped thousands of miles, surrounded by plastic leaves and synthetic rocks. People will gawk at you through glass. They'll marvel at your camouflage, unaware that your stillness is not a trick, but a trauma. And if you're not taken by humans, well, there's always the invaders. Species that don't belong here. Rats that came with ships. Cats that people brought and abandoned. They weren't part of the ecosystem your kind evolved with. They don't follow the rules. They don't care about camouflage. They'll sniff you out and rip you apart anyway. Still, you survive. Somehow. You reach adulthood. About the size of a human hand now. But here's the twist. Even mating, one of the few rewards of survival, is risky. You need to find a partner, but you can't make noise or draw attention. You dance. You signal with slow head bobs and subtle tail twitches, hoping a mate sees you, and a predator doesn't. And if you're a female, after mating, you lay just 2 eggs. That's it. 2. You hide them in soft soil, under rotting leaves, and hope the world doesn't find them. You won't raise them. You won't see them hatch. You just leave and hope they get lucky, like you did. Hope that their skin patterns are perfect enough. Hope that no one sees them move on their first night out. Hope that they can breathe silently. And in the meantime, you go back to your branch, back to your bark, back to pretending you're not alive, just to stay alive. Even your body turns against you sometimes. Lose your tail in a fight or an escape, It grows back, but it's never as good, never as convincing. Your perfect camouflage? Gone. And now every move is a gamble. And then there's the droughts. Climate change is rewriting your forest rules. Longer dry seasons, fewer insects, hotter nights. Your skin wasn't made for this heat. You dehydrate fast, get sluggish. And sluggish in this forest? That's basically a death sentence. So why does it suck to be born a leaf-tailed gecko? Because every second, your survival depends on being invisible, silent, and still. Because being seen means being eaten. Because even if you're perfect at being invisible, you're still prey, still hunted, still one heartbeat away from extinction. You live in one of the most beautiful, ancient ecosystems on Earth, and yet you are a ghost in your own home, a whisper in the leaves, a creature so quiet, so cautious, most people never even know you're there, until one day, you're not, because even ghosts can disappear.